of last Sunday's game in Oakland. A game won by the Rockets 94-92. A game dubbed by the Houston press and media as the Rockets' great escape as they came down the stretch in the last 33 seconds to overcome a 4-point Warrior lead and win the ball game by 6, highlighted by a key Warrior mistake. So the Warriors have a chance to get back at them tonight on their own home court. If they can do it, they can move from 6th in the Western Conference to 5th ahead of Houston. But if they fail to do it, the Warriors will drop out of the top 6 in the Western Conference, a half game behind Phoenix. At this stage of the campaign, I don't think it's out of line to call any game crucial, certainly not to call it critical. The Warriors' big task, of course, is to keep some sort of reasonable containment on the most devastating single force in the NBA these days, Moses Malone. Malone, Player of the Week a week ago, was held to 29 by the Warriors. Note I say held, and that's exactly what it means because he averages over 30 a game. They employed an effective sinking defense against the Rockets. Whether they can do that successfully 5 days after the fact of last Sunday remains to be seen, because even doing it successfully Sunday, in the sense of Moses, they still weren't able to get a payoff for a win. Defense should be the keynote for both teams. The Rockets have won 5 in a row, and in the last 4 games have held the opponents to only 92 points a game. The Warriors have won 5 of their last 6, including a stunning finish with a victory over San Antonio Tuesday night in Spurland. And in their last 6 games, they're holding the opposition to just 98 a game. They'd like to run, but Coach Al Attles says he realizes Houston has the strength usually to make it play their slower tempo. And when that happens, it usually is a grim, rugged, and tremendously intense battle inside. We'll be back with the starting lineups right after this timeout. The Warriors will be adjusting tonight to the absence of a player who'd been in every one of their 72 games thus far this year, veteran starting point guard Mike Gale, an 11-year campaigner. Gale, in that very physical game on Tuesday night that opened his 3-game road trip in Texas in San Antonio, wound up in a collision with George Gervin. They tumbled to the floor, and in some manner, Gale wound up with the ring finger of his right or shooting hand under Gervin's foot. It split the end of the finger. He had 3 stitches taken. We knew that on Tuesday night. Subsequently, it was determined there was a small fracture in the tip. So he's wearing quite a protective bandage. He cannot handle the ball right now. Trainer Dick D'Oliva estimates it may be 5 days at least before he's able to play again. Although the more difficulty comes from the pain and the problem with the stitches than it really does from the small fracture at the tip of the finger. With that in mind, Coach Al Attles has decided to start Purvis Short. So we'll have a big guard matchup from the start tonight that should be interesting. Short at 6'7" against Robert Reed. Now that means that World Free will have to be contained by Alan Level, who's very quick, top steal man on the Houston team. But whether Level can stay out of foul trouble against Free remains to be seen. Meantime, so rugged was that ball game in San Antonio that Free has not yet completely escaped the effects of that game. Neither is Larry Smith. Larry Smith has bruised elbows. One keeps swelling up on him, and he wears elastic on it. He took a heavy fall in the San Antonio game. As for Free, for you on the simulcast screen watching on television tonight, keep an eye on him. When he looks up like this, his neck is still quite stiff, and it causes some problems in the neck and throat area. This morning at shoot-around during free throws, it was difficult for him to raise the head and really eye the basket. Now they've put heat on it. Whether that has any effect and produces relief remains to be seen. Calvin Murphy, the great little veteran guard of the Rockets, will not play tonight. It's getting rugged down the stretch right now. Murphy caught a Mark Aguirre elbow over the eye on Tuesday night in a 1-point victory by Houston here, and it cost him a number of stitches. The eye is not totally open yet. He will not play. What does that mean tonight? Well, it may mean nothing because essentially Murphy has played relatively little in the last month to month and a half. Most of the guard duty has been handled by Reed, Alan Level, Mike Dunleavy, and Tom Henderson. Murphy did, however, make one very strong impact on the Warriors this year in a very early game in the season series. When he came off the bench in the second quarter, lit things up immediately. Del Harris, the coach of the Rockets, stayed with him, and he went for his season high of 31 points. The Warriors remember that vividly. He got into the game late on Sunday when the Rockets were fighting to come from behind and missed 4 shots, all rather badly. So Murphy tonight, really, by not being here, is not going to change the structure primarily of the way Del Harris has been playing the game over the last number of weeks. Broadcast rights for tonight's game are granted to KNBR and the Warriors Television Network by the Golden State Warriors, and any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express written consent of KNBR and the Golden State Warriors is prohibited. Production facilities and the employment of technical and production personnel, as well as announcers appearing on our broadcast, are the responsibility of KNBR and the Golden State Warriors. I have no idea whether it appeared in Bay Area newspapers or Northern California papers or not, but there's been an update on the condition of things with John Lucas with the Washington Bullets. You'll recall for the second time this year, 2 weeks ago, he missed a Bullets game in Philadelphia. Each time the game he missed was in Philly, in addition to having missed some planes and some practices. At that time, of course, that one time this year, it was confessed by Lucas that he had a cocaine habit that caused his earlier difficulties. The NBA investigated after the most recent miss a couple of weeks ago and found no evidence drugs were involved. But Coach Gene Shue said he's fed up with Lucas. He was quoted as saying, "I have no reason to talk to him. I've talked to him before, given him advice. He's looked right at me and lied. I don't believe anything he says anymore." Frank Johnson is now the starting guard, and John will come off the bench. If he can help the team, fine. I don't want anything to do with him in any other area. Shue also said he never asked why Lucas missed the Philadelphia game because Shue didn't really care. And besides, he said, "I couldn't believe what he would tell me anyway." Meantime, it may be a disease that Sly Williams caught. Sly Williams, the young forward of the New York Knicks, has been suspended twice this year and now has been suspended for the rest of the season. Most recently for missing another game. He had already missed games previously, practices, planes, buses, practically everything imaginable. And the Knicks have reactivated veteran Tony Knight to take his place on the roster. The Warriors have been called to the side, as have the Houston Rockets here at the Summit. Darryl Garretson and Hugh Hollins are the officials tonight, and very shortly they'll be getting things underway after we have the introduction of the starting lineups. This season series, with the Rockets having won 3 and the Warriors 1, has found all but one game a very, very tight affair. The Warriors won here by 2 points back in November on a Sonny Parker tip-in at the buzzer. They lost by 1, by 2, and then by 16 in other games in the series. Now we'll be seeing the crowd rise here for the singing of the national anthem by Michael White. Few moments there, and I wondered where we were finding a young Placido Domingo. There was a rendition.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that was Michael White on the national anthem. And now here at the Summit in Houston, where the Rockets expect to break their all-time home attendance record before this season runs its course. They're averaging over 11,000. Coach Alvin Adams of the Warriors paces in front of the bench as his players are about to be introduced. Mike Gale is in street clothes down on the Warrior bench area. Here's Larry Smith starting at a power forward. Smith in the last 7 games averaging 12.9 points a game, the number 7 rebounder in the NBA. Bernard King still shooting 57% from the floor, and the Warriors' top scorer by 1/10 of a point over World Free. Joe Barry Carroll at center, a big 14 rebounds in that ball game at San Antonio on Tuesday night. Here's World Free, number 10 in the league in scoring. World has made 27 of his last 28 free throws. He went 16 of 17 in the Tuesday night victory over San Antonio. Finally, Purvis Short in the backcourt at that big guard spot. He's at 6'7".
To introduce a team that
Short averaging 14.2 a game, and mostly coming off the bench, of course.
They went further than anyone would give them credit for. And this time, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the NCAA Final Four Houston Cougars.
The Houston Cougars are being introduced here. The University of Houston basketball
of this season, and is certainly helping his value. He is averaging 31.5 points per game, second best in the NBA.
Ladies
Del Harris now gathering the Rockets around for a last word as the Warriors start out. And we'll be all set to go here. On Friday, the Warriors will be in, on Saturday in Dallas against the Mavericks. And that young team has really been very, very tough on a lot of people recently, and yet they've lost a lot of games. They've lost some very close games, including that Tuesday affair. Then last night, they lost a one-pointer to streaking Denver, which is 1-11 straight run. And that will not be an easy ball game for the Warriors. They've had to battle very hard to beat Dallas this year, although they've done it. We'll be on the air on KNBR Radio at 5:15 on Saturday, and then the simulcast at 5:30. That was not, by the way, originally scheduled to be a simulcast. But that addition to our schedule was made recently, so make a note of that. The Rockets in their home whites, trimmed in red. The Warriors in the road blues with gold and white trim. Rockets shooting at the goal to our left. Malone steps in with Carroll, and we're just about set to go now. Rudy Tomjanovich sits alongside the bench these days, the former star of the Rockets. He's an assistant coach and scout sitting next to Del Harris tonight. We're ready. Garrettson puts it up, and the tip is battled for and taken by Larry Smith. Warrior ball over to Short. Short on the dribble out front. Carroll posting high, right side Larry Smith. Hayes will not play him on the outside. He'll zone up a bit. Over to King. Jumper short from the foul line into the hands of Malone. A long pass down the floor. Willoughby makes a leaping catch and dunks. Willoughby leaked out, and Bernard King tried to get back but couldn't. There was no guard getting back. Short with the ball. Right side angle now to Smith. 2-0 Houston. Now on top to King. Left side angle to Free. Into the post to Carroll. Whips it back out to King. Quick pass to Short. Jump shot right side. Gets it from 15. Good ball movement. It looked as if the Rockets were going to be, if they can, doubling Carroll when the ball goes inside. Level on the dribble left side. Guarded by Free. Free tries to make him go left. He goes on top now to Willoughby. Then to Moses outside. Moses dribble drive on Carroll. We got a whistle on the first bounce. A lightning light dunk. One of Moses' traits beside his strength and his perseverance is the incredible quickness in that last step and that last flash of the hand to the hoop if he's going for a dunk. Slow motion really doesn't give you an appreciation for it sometimes. Here's a looping pass to Willoughby, but it hits the rim, and it comes off to Malone on the rebound. Malone falls back with a jumper, and it's no good. Rebound, foul, loose ball, and it'll be on Reed. So it's a common foul. Ready to inbound now. The ball comes to Free. Free on the left side, working against Level. Comes across left to right, top of the key, down the lane, shovels it to the baseline for King. A little one-hander is good, an 8-footer. And King puts the Warriors into a 4-2 lead. Bernard was 11 of 19 in San Antonio on Tuesday night. Level up the floor with the ball now. Works the right side. Malone deep and Hayes high. Pass to Malone sliding through right to left. Ball back. 8-footer on the iron. Good. One good thing for Moses is he has a nice soft touch. He gets good rolls when the ball catches the iron. So it's a 4-4 ball game. Short into the forecourt with the ball. Carroll fronting Malone. There's a pass into JB. Turns, shoots a jumper over him. Air ball. He hurried it into the hands of Level. Up the court now, left side to Willoughby for a long jumper. He got it. 21-footer. So the ball game goes 6-4 Rockets. Free, left side angle to King. Drives on Willoughby. Crossover to the baseline. Quick jumper doesn't go. And a spike tip by Smith misses. Rebounded by Reed. Comes out dribbling. Up the middle to Level. Level comes top of the key. Works off to the right. Now he's not going to hurry it. He waits for help. Willoughby the last man coming down. Moses goes into a low post right side. Rockets have not been all that effective at home this year. They've had problems here on occasion. Right corner jumper by Willoughby. Another. Willoughby hits 2 in a row, and it's 8-4. He has 3 of the 4 baskets, the other being on that breakaway dunk. Free signals the play. Willoughby's guarding King. Hayes is on Smith. Now to Short, left side angle against Reed. It's a big guard matchup. Short spurts toward the baseline. Stop and go. Baseline fake. Puts Reed in the air. The jumper no good, but he drew the foul. Robert Reed overreacting to the pump fake. It's tough to stay down on that one. He picks up 2 quick ones now. Short will get to the line. Purvis is now getting back his rhythm for the first time since being out for several games. 4 games to be exact, with a bad back. Tonight's game being brought to you by Toyota, who invite you to see all the 1982 Toyota cars and trucks at your local Toyota dealer. Oh, what a feeling to drive a Toyota. Short pops the first free throw. Warriors made their first 20 on the line in San Antonio, and they really won the game on the foul line, hitting 33 of 43, one of their better efforts. 8-6, Short makes a pair. Rockets start back up the floor with a walking pace dribble by Level. They'll give you many looks with their two big men, Hayes and Malone. Right now, Malone to the outside. Reed has the ball high, dribbles across right to left, stops outside, guns a 20-footer, and hits. That's 3 outside shots they've made from the 20-foot range. Free into the forecourt of the ball. Level going after it, and Malone for the blindside steals. Free didn't see him coming behind. Malone with a dribble, top of the key, goes around King, explodes to the hoop, misses the shot going under, and Carroll comes up with the rebound. Now to Free, 50-foot pass to King, driving on Hayes, bounce one to Smith, filling the lane, crosses under, and puts it in off the glass. Rockets 10, the Warriors 8. Battles takes a little stroll up the side for the first time as Reed dribbles across for Houston. Reed to the left side. The Warriors, when they block up that middle, are willing to give some outside shots. Pass intended for Malone, deflected by Carroll, but off Smith and out of bounds. Carroll is going to do a lot of fronting and working around Malone, circling. When he does that, he's got to have help from the weak side in the event they lob it to Malone, as they attempted to that time. Rockets will inbound, right sideline. 10 seconds on the shot timer. Inbound pass to Level, comes across top of the key, gives to Reed, straightaway jumper. That one's offline. The rebound corralled by the Warriors' King. Now to World. World up the floor now. Left side. Bounce pass goes into a posting Smith, who fakes Hayes, and then Hayes recovers to block the shot. Gets it. Fires to Level. Midcourt with the ball. Level stops. Smokes one underneath. Lane filling. Willoughby dunks. Willoughby with a jam. That's his 4th hoop. 12-8 ball game. Rockets on top. Short, control pace dribble. Out on top to King. Left side angle to Free. Goes to work on Level. The jumper from 17. Blocked by Level. Loose on the floor. Tapped out. Level gets it. Takes off up the floor. Gets King turned around. King grabs him. He shoots and almost gets it. King grabbed him and tried to bear hugging at the edge of the circle about 18 feet out. Level, realizing what was coming, got rid of the ball. But it's ruled by Gerritsen that he was in the act of shooting. But even had he not gotten the ball up in a shooting act, the grab by King would have resulted in a 2-shot foul, because it could, I think, justifiably be ruled that he was on the way to a possible layup. Level on the line, just under 11-point a game average, almost 84% from the floor. Adles is telling Gerritsen he doesn't think that was a right call. Gerritsen saying back to him that Level was even with Bernard by the time he grabbed it. Level, strange shooting style with that left arm stuck out. Both down, 14-8. Warriors come up the floor now. Pass goes on top to Short. Looks outside left, gives it to King inside to Carroll. Hook shot smothered by Malone. Hayes gets it. Out to Level on the left side. Speeds it up top of the key. Stops. Gives to a trailing Willoughby. Off to the left for Malone. Puts it over the head. He's got King on him on a mismatch, but he gives it up to Willoughby. Now goes in deep. They go around on top to Hayes. 1 bounce, 2 bounce dribble. Turnaround jumper. Around and out. Taken off by Carroll. It looked like he could have interfered with it, and the fans hollered to that effect at that end. Up to Free on the right side. Crosses over to the foul line. Leans in. Draws contact. Shot no good, and a jam tip taken away from Carroll because of offensive interference. Well, I tell you, they'd allowed a lot of contact that time when Free shot that jumper over Level. It looked like Level made contact. It could be a foul, and Adles obviously thought so. Timeout call. Houston, 6:48 to go here in this opening quarter, as the scoreboard shows the Rockets 14 and the Warriors 8.
Jetting out to a 6-point lead here in the opening going, 14-8. We have 6 minutes and 48 seconds to go in period number 1. And, you know, Elvin Hayes got the ball at the top of the key. No question the force. Had to get the feel of it again. And when the Warriors, World B. Free comes back, he wants to get it off. Joe Barry, Carroll, all three have not gotten themselves on the scoreboard as of yet.
Well, I think that's a great point, Al. And the major thing is that Free and Elvin Hayes had to force their shot. They didn't get the shot that they wanted to in order to get into the flow of the game.
The Summit in Houston, Texas, and the Rockets have a 14-8 lead over the Golden State Warriors, as we have 6:48 to go in period number 1.
Well, the biggest point is in the first 5 minutes of this game. This is a big game. And Houston already has 6 block shots, 3 breakaway easy layup baskets due to the blocks. Now, the Golden State philosophy in this game early is that they're going to make Houston shoot from the outside. Well, that's fine. That's the perimeter game, and they're believing that, you know, you can't win the big ones by staying perimeter. But you cannot, on the same breath, allow the opposition to break away and get the layups at the other end of the floor.
Malone takes that long shot. No, Joe Barry Carroll reels it in. There's Elvin Hayes, the pesky Elvin Hayes.
Well, in my opinion right now, I just feel that Golden State is playing very lethargic, and they're just going to have to upbeat the tempo. And the tempo isn't going to come from the defensive end of the floor. They're going to have to pick up their own game plan offensively.
Carroll trying to make Malone work.
Well, that's what they need a lot of tonight. Carroll must show us a strong, low-post game in order to occupy and neutralize the amount of points that Malone is going to get. But more important, make him work from a defensive standpoint.
Halfway through the first period, Rockets leading it by 4. Malone using the body well.
Well, that time on the throw-in, Moses Malone stepped back, and he really gets his, here it is right here. He gets his shoulders into Carroll, but we get a little bit
of that's right.
a little Oscar
right,
time.
Coming off the Oscars, Joe Barry hits our list. 16-10, the Rockets by 6. Now Carroll goes to work on Malone, and Malone gets another piece of it. As intimidating as Moses Malone is, in some of the categories and the individual statistics, he does not rank in the top 10 in block shots, but already he has 2 on Joe Barry Carroll here in the first 6.5 minutes. Check that 3. 3 already.
He's off to a great start. But let's face it, in the big games, Moses just plays and plays and does everything. He fills up all of the categories on that stat sheet. And he always gets the ones that are so important. The offensive boards, the defensive boards, and he'll even foul to prove a point sometime to keep the intimidation going in the lane.
16-10, the Rockets lead it by 6. Moses has been putting up the outside shot. Been averaging 37 points a game in the last 5 games. Lloyd free in traffic, and Hugh Hollins blows the whistle, calls the foul against Allen Level.
Well, that time World is a little bit discouraged with himself because he felt that after he passed off that he could have taken the shot. But where did the intimidation come from? Moses Malone on a rotation to double team him in at that dotted line in the lane. Well, right down in here right now, we're having some words between Willoughby and Bernard King. Willoughby has blocked Bernard King's first 2 shots. King is working extremely hard off the board, and Willoughby is trying to keep up with him. And that time, he caught a forearm and got himself behind a pick in order to free. And naturally, what always happens, the second guy gets the foul. That was a strong move by Free. He was looking for the foul.
Level has Malone. Allen Level takes it himself. His first field goal, and it's 18-10 in favor of the Rockets. 4.5 to go in this first period. But 10 points for Golden State.
Well, I'll tell you, World's got his hands free tonight because not only does he have to play the point, but he's got to rotate back defensively because of Level's speed.
Elvin Hayes gets foul number 1.
Well, right here we have Larry Smith taking the double team, but he's not looking for the free man. He's going to try to break the double team with a strong move to the hole. Now, that's well and good. It picks up the penalty foul. We're now shooting 1+1. The only problem is that if that continues over the period of a game, we'll have 5 defensive guys inside of 8 feet from the basket.
Smith will get a couple of shots. The surprise of last year's draft, he was the first pick in the 2nd round and became the 3rd leading rebounder in the NBA. 12 per ball game. He's at 11 a game this year, down to 7. Not one of your star foul shooters, though.
You're right.
58% from the line this year, and he goes 50% on that sequence. 18-11, the Rockets leading it by 7 points. 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go, period number 1. It is Alan Level, pesky little guard, tough character. No. And Elvin Hayes, his second shot of the game. That was a little closer than the first. King going all the way. Willoughby, who has a great jumping ability, demonstrates it there, but a little dangerous. He gives up the 2. It's a question of whether that ball really had a chance of going in.
There's a very, very strong move. Well, a lot of players that can board like Willoughby can and has that great initial jump. A lot of times they're trying to prove early in the game the intimidation factor, so they'll take a foul or a goaltending call.
Bernard King with Reed waiting back. Short.
There he is.
That magic soft touch.
Yep.
6 points for Purvis Short. And the Warriors have crept to within 3. Alvin Murphy will not be playing tonight. Mike Gale is out for the Warriors. Murphy with developing a touch of the cold this morning. Alan Level bombs away. And Mike Gale with a fractured finger. They feel Gale may be back, though, inside of a week. 20-15, Rockets by 5. 3 minutes left in period number 1. A beautiful soft hook shot. When that ball hit, it had such beautiful backspin that it caught the rim and just laid there. Robert Reed practicing his foul shooting with that underneath approach. Elvin again, he's 0 for 4. 1 for 5 from the field for Elvin.
I'll tell you, that's his 4th offensive rebound now, Al.
And it's a 5-point game. And now 22nd timeout as Joe Barry Carroll was in the middle of that offensive thrust by the Big E.
Well, it's an interesting point in this game so far, Al, has been that when that ball is going up on the defensive board of Golden State, the only guy that we see in there trying to board is Carroll. Larry Smith, Bernard King, and Purvis Short must rebound as a 6'8" guard in this game. We're not seeing any of that up until now. They need 5 guys on the defensive board.
Joe Barry Carroll walks away. He is ready after this.
Bill King back at the Summit in Houston, where the Warriors trail the Rockets by 5. J.B. Carroll was a little stunned. He may have gotten an elbow in the head. And Ricky Brown is coming on. Brown coming in earlier than he usually does for Carroll. Warriors are at 43% on 7 of 16. Houston at 45% on 10 of 22. Houston out rebounding the Warriors 12-7. They're a rough team on the board, although the Warriors are the number 2 team in the league in total rebounds and in offensive rebounds. Each team has a turnover thus far. And the game has been at about the pace that was to be expected. As the Rockets prefer a slowed down pace, they don't want to get caught in the running game, and not too often do they find themselves in that situation. They rank 16th in offense in the league, but 9th in defense. That is in points against. Robert Reed is out of the ball game at guard now, and Tom Henderson, the veteran, he was the point guard on that Bullet championship team in Washington, is now in the ball game. Henderson at 6'3" with Level. Henderson will be guarding Short. Pass goes now to King on the left side against Willoughby. Soft pass to Short to the baseline. Slapped away by Henderson. Short gets it, falls back, and hits on a tough jumper off the left baseline. Romar had gone down to report, was called back to the bench, now going back to report again. Henderson into the forecourt with the ball on the right side now. Puts one into the corner to Level. Level holds it over the head into Malone, backing up on the post. A turnaround 8-footer good over Brown. He's going to outweigh Brown by a considerable margin, and that's going to be a telling situation. Pass from King to Ricky, and he shoots it down from 10 feet. Brown will be more quick and mobile. He'll move around more in the lane area and at the edges of the lane and out at the foul line than Carroll, so that could make Malone have to move more on defense. Henderson on the left side, 24-21. Houston leading. Here's Level coming out on top, takes it, feeds Hayes, post in the lane right, back on top. Level fakes free, travels. Level is going to take the jumper. He's called for walking. He seems startled. Romar is in now for Short. Addles taking the opportunity to do that now that Reed is out of the ball game, because now he doesn't have a big guard problem to worry about for matchup purposes. He has two small guards in, and so does Houston. Free on the left side against Henderson. Dribble drive toward the baseline. Reverses on him, goes to the hoop, and banks it down on a 10-footer. For Free, that's the first hoop tonight. The last of the Warriors starters to get in the scoring column. Henderson jogs his dribble into the forecourt. Free reversed nicely away from a potential trap defense. Out on the left to Level. Comes on top, guns it over to Henderson. One dribble back to Level. Bounce pass deep to Malone, makes a spin and crashes to the board and misses a one-hander. Taken off underneath by Brown. Pass broken up, goes out of bounds. Off Hayes, a Warrior ball. Malone can just bogart his way back in against Brown, who weighs about 220 to Malone's 235. Here's Free with a dribble and a pull-up at the foul line. Before he pulled up, he was fouled by Henderson. And it'll be one and a penalty for Free. It was not in the act of shooting, but it doesn't matter because the Rockets are in penalty time. Warriors continue with only 3 team fouls, which is a plus for them. Houston has been on the line twice, made them both. The Warriors are 3 of 4 free throwing. Malone having a debate with Darryl Garrettson along the side of the lane while Free waits out for his first free throw. Moses was doing a lot of pointing and trying to make his particular point understood. First shot good by Free. 4 out of 5 for the Warriors. In and out. Malone has the rebound. Soft toss back there to Henderson. Elvin Hayes has 7 of the 14 rebounds for the Rockets. Henderson with the dribble against Free, who backs into the foul line away from him. Over to Level, comes left to right. Romar guarding Level. Whips one inside. Henderson open to lay it in. Henderson had curled inside and Free lost it. 26-24. Warriors had tied it up. We're down to the 15-second mark of the quarter. Addles has one good shot. Romar had an open shot, didn't take it. Now dribbles, gets it back on top to Free. Now 8 seconds. Now Free's out to three-point arc. Dribbles. Here comes a double team. Shoots a reverse jumper. No good. Smith with a rebound. Dumps it to Romar inside, and he banks it down. Nice thought process by Larry Smith. He knew there was very little time. He's not adroit at getting up a shot in that position. Just tipped it into Romar, who was open just in front of the iron. At the quarter, it's all tied. 26-all. Addles bringing Sonny Parker in at small forward for King. We'll have Parker, Smith, and Ricky Brown with Romar and Short. Short is back in the game, and Free comes out. Houston now has Dunleavy and Henderson at guard. Backcourt pressure by 3 Warriors. Dunleavy gives it to Henderson. Malone and Hayes still up front along with Willoughby. Parker will be guarding Willoughby in that small matchup at the forward position. Henderson outside right now to Dunleavy with a dribble. And we got a whistle inside. Ricky Brown called for a common foul holding Malone.
Foul is on number 23, Ricky Brown, first team foul on Golden State.
26-all. Warriors have been down by as much as 6 here. They shot 52% as they got hot later in the first quarter. 11 of 21. Rockets 48% on 12 of 25. Here's a bounce pass going to a high posting Hayes. Loops one to a cutter. It's Willoughby inside and flips it up and in from 5 feet. Willoughby with a 10-point ball game thus far. Romar with the ball into the forecourt. 28-26. Smith right side. Back on top to Short. They've got Brown high posting. Back to Romar on the left. Picks it up, feeds Smith, low post left, whips it back outside of Romar, then back to Smith again. Hayes guarding. He's bumped by Hayes. Jump shot, no good up the glass. Didn't draw iron. Rebound Malone. Now it goes to Henderson. Warriors out rebounded 14-9 thus far. But Dunleavy on the left goes toward the corner. Short trying to stay with him. Dunleavy a scrappy type. Back on top to Henderson, then to Hayes, posting left. In the lane, double team, turns, jumps it, doesn't go on a 10-footer. Deflected rebound, the second deflection finally to Smith. Warrior ball up to the right side to Short. Takes it toward the right baseline. Whips a bullet inside, but Ricky Brown's handcuffed. Hit him in a bad place, right in the hands. Willoughby up the court, now to Malone. Malone on the drive, back to Willoughby. Willoughby has trouble with the ball, but it finally makes a funny pass to Malone, in which he lays it in. I don't know if he intended to pass it or not. It was up the back and over the shoulder. I think he just lost control. Looking at a replay, he did just lose control. And it went right to Malone. 30-26, Houston. Romar out on top now. Then the Short comes off the double pick, wide open, a bank down, 13-footer. Dunleavy was run into the pick, and he hollers to the official that he was illegally screened. 30-28 now. Rockets leading it. Carroll getting ready to come back in for the Warriors, sitting on the side. Henderson with the ball. Malone posting low. Back on top, it goes to Dunleavy as Malone's still down low. Dunleavy shoots one dribble, then a jumper, and it's tipped in, but disallowed. Willoughby with a left-hand tip. They said he was over the cylinder of the basket. Dunleavy just bouncing that ball once, getting the screen. Short was really screened by Hayes, and the jumper was on the iron, and Willoughby touched it there. 30-28. Warriors with a chance to tie it. Adams flashes a play sign. Carroll back in the ball game. Post at the line. Out on top, Romar with the ball. Henderson keeping tight pressure on the point of the ball. Now Romar eludes him with a drive down the slot. Shovel shot, no good. And an attempted tip doesn't go by Brown, or by Smith. Bats it over to Carroll, and he hits near the left corner. 30-30. Larry Smith rather ferocious inside that time. Carroll was the leading rebounder with 4 for the Warriors in the opening quarter. And Free dealt out 4 assists. Henderson with the ball. Back on top, he goes to Dunleavy now. Dribbles to the right side. Hayes posting up against Smith. Takes a bounce pass right of the key. With his back to his man, he goes to the baseline, reverses, and a 10-foot jumper is good. He's fouled. It counts. Hayes, who most of his career is set up left side, setting up right side that time, but he still made that reverse corkscrew jump shot that's been a trademark for 14 years. And Larry Smith crowded him with a body, but got him on the arm at the release. Tonight's game being brought to you by Western Airlines, in the air at prime time with flights convenient for you, and the low fares and prompt service make flying a pleasure. That was Smith's first foul. We got a missed free throw by Hayes and a lane violation by Sam Williams, who just came into the game, and Hayes gets another chance. Hayes, an erratic free thrower at 65.5% for the year. Last 5 games, he's been averaging 19 points and almost 10 rebounds a game. Makes it now, getting the reprieve, and it's 33-30. Rockets breaking the tide. 9 minutes to go, second quarter. Romar between the circles, bounce pass to Parker. Outside left is Short against Dunleavy. Crosses over and starts a dribble, and it's knocked out of bounds. Good hands by Dunleavy. Dunleavy, a scrapper, as I mentioned earlier, came in with Philadelphia, never could find a place on that talent-laden club, but finally here in Houston has. Here's a pass to Carroll. A turnaround jumper is down at the left of the lane. 33-32. JB posts points 7 and 8 for the night. Henderson, 4 court. Carroll's 8 and Short's 10, leading the Warriors. Top of the key, Hayes gets away from a gamble by Williams, shoots a jumper, and it bounces in. Hit the back iron, came down. Sam Williams trying to deny with a steal that time and missing. Parker backs up the dribble here against Dunleavy, who has to pick him up. Reverses, goes to the baseline, twists the body, no shot attempt. Lobs one over to Short from the left, drives into the lane, and switches to left hand to score. 35-34. Houston on top. Henderson with the ball. Brings it across toward the left side now. Romar picks him up. Malone posting up on the left. They go to the left corner to Willoughby. Now to Henderson. Henderson whips one back in the left corner to Willoughby. Short guarding him there. Willoughby reverses, loses Short. Here comes Carroll, but he gets inside him. Blows the layup. Malone rebounds, and as he goes up, he was fouled. Trying to muscle it up. Sam Williams the foul. The Warriors 6'9" rookie forward. He came in for Larry Smith. Willoughby made a great move on Short, but when Carroll intimidated him, he blew the would-be layup. And Malone fouled by Williams. Williams got a Malone elbow in the mouth Sunday that caused considerable damage. First shot by Malone is good. Moses, 76% free thrower. He was player of the week last week for his devastating performances in the NBA. This one is down, and the Rockets lead it by 3, 37-34. Robert Reed is back in. He's at a forward, and King is in for the Warriors. They're matched up against each other at small forward now. Hayes and Williams at the power forward. Left side, King with the ball on the dribble. Gives it to Short outside left. Short loops it into Carroll. Low post left. Dribbles, goes into the lane. Hook over Malone. Bouncing around and in. Warriors close to within 1. A tight, tough battle here at Houston. Just what we expected. Saturday night, the Warriors at Dallas to finish the Texas trip. Henderson with the ball, floats it into Malone, low post, quick move to the baseline left, fall back, hit with a jumper, 10-footer. So Moses thus far has a dozen. averaging on the year 31.5 points a game. Leading the league in rebounding, second in scoring. Left side angle, it goes now to Short, looking to Carroll. Feeds him, low post left. Turns to the baseline, dribbles under Malone, loses control, and it's a double dribble. Tough break. Carroll made a nifty move that time, a reverse spin on the baseline that caught Malone unawares, but then JB lost control of the dribble on the way to a would-be layup. 39-36 Houston. On top, Dunleavy now picked up by King on a switch. Hook pass inside, broken up by Williams, taken by King. Over to Romar, up the left side, speed dribble. Edge of the key, goes into the lane, deals it over to Carroll. Good look at a 12-footer. In and out. Rebound plucked off by Williams. He misses a 6-foot return. Rebounded by Reed. Back to Henderson. Williams on a bank shot, couldn't get it to go down. Left side, Hayes near the corner. He'll shoot with daylight. Short. Rebound is Short, comes out dribbling. Purvis midcourt with the ball. Reed hounding him. Purvis almost carried it on a high bounce. Outside right to Romar. He comes around the arc now. Swing it over to Short on the right. Quick look at a jumper. Too hard. Rebounded by Hayes, weak side. Lead pass up the floor to Dunleavy, who took off. He gets away and goes to the hoop. Behind the back pass goes to the trailer. Malone. Powell trying to left-hand it in on the way down the lane. Carroll the foul. There was a beaut of a pass by Dunleavy. By JB, fouled Malone on the play. Team foul number 4 on the Warriors, the Rockets none, so it's going the other way this quarter. Right now a timeout. Houston, 6:08 to go in the second quarter, and it is the Rockets 39, the Warriors 36.
Foul was on Joe Barry Carroll. That is his second. One thing about Mike Dunleavy, he can come off the bench and give you a spark, and there is an example of doing it without putting the ball in the hoop.
Well, he's the type of player, Al, that does all of the intangible things. He'll penetrate, he'll cause the defense to rotate. He's totally unselfish, will always give the ball up to a perimeter guy spotting up for a jump shot, or he'll drop it off to the postman. An awful lot of point guards in this league, or second guards, can make the penetration, but they cannot make the pass in pressure traffic to someone on the low box area.
Golden State Warriors against the Houston Rockets. Earlier we talked about the importance of this ball game, and the team that loses tonight will, with two weeks to go in the season, drop out of a playoff spot. If Houston loses, there'll be percentage points behind Phoenix. If Golden State and Al Attles loses this ball game, there'll be a half a game behind Phoenix. We said, in essence, this is a playoff game, but really have not seen that intensity here in the first half that I had anticipated.
No, let's take it for order, but make sure you do it now. 638, 6,000. Attles comes in with Joe Hassett now, so he doesn't have a real point guard. He's got Hassett and Short in there. 51.6% Warriors, 16 of 31. 50% Rockets, 17 of 34. 19-14 Rocket edge rebounding, and Hayes has pounded the boards for 9. First shot by Malone is down. Turnovers are 3 each, and neither team has been hurt by its own turnovers. Carroll 5 rebounds, leading the Warrior board core. And Malone another one, so Moses ups it to 14 points for the night. Reaching the halfway mark now in this second quarter. Hassett getting pressure from the always determined Dunleavy. Hassett on the outside. Both men are good three-point field goal shooters. Back in now to King. King backs up, turnaround jumper, good. King has not run that low post play very often tonight. He has 3 hoops. Carroll at the moment has 8, Short 12, King 6. Top Warrior figures. Free had 3. Left side, Henderson, bounce pass to Malone, high post, nobody near him. Now he drives, the Short comes at him. Slam dunk! Holy Toledo! That's an awesome sight when you watch him come at you on that one bounce dribble drive. Now left side angle, Short with the ball. Warriors trailing here by 5 again. It was tied at the quarter. To King, left corner, back outside to Short. Bounce one to King, turnaround jumper from 11. Good! Left side, King running that low post play. Second straight time, 43-40. Henderson up the floor. Hassett guarding him. Now they go to a pattern that brings Hayes top of the key. Williams late getting there, but Hayes feeds Malone low on the left against Carroll. Backs up, reverses, 10-foot fallback, gets it. And Malone beginning to heat it up now. It was one-on-one, and that's a tough job for JB or anybody to try to handle. Malone has 12 in the quarter, 18 for the game. Short on top. Looks inside, nothing there. Back out on the right to Williams. In deep to JB. JB with a turnaround. The hook won't go. And the rebound is Houston's. Reed with the ball. The lanky 6'8" comes out, goes to Malone. Getting ahead of the pack. Soft layup for two. 20 for Moses. And now he's opening it up, and the Warriors have a problem. 47-40. Biggest deficit they face tonight. Adams wants timeout. 4:22 to go. Second quarter. Houston 47. Warriors 40.
Malone, a little menacing, wouldn't you say? He has 20 of the 47 Rocket points. This week, there's plenty of great professional tennis on USA. First, see the world's top women's player in the Citizen Cup from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, and then we'll have the semifinals for you live.
At 47-40, they are now at 54% on 20 of 37. The Warriors 53% on 18 of 34, but being out-rebounded 20-14.
Larry Smith replacing Sam Williams for Golden State.
Hassett will inbound, right side. Mid-court, Dunleavy guarding Joe, and Henderson is on short now. Reed still on King. Hayes on Smith, who's come back in the ball game. Short looking to King. Reed trying to deny. King has to come clear out. He could have gone back door, but didn't. Now he goes to the left corner. There's a trap. Finds Short. Open 18-footer. In and out. A hard break taken off by Reed. Warriors have missed a couple like that. Long pass to Dunleavy. Slipped down court. Laid it in. And the Warriors are not executing good court balance. When Short put up the jumper, Dunleavy took off, and Hassett, the off guard, should have been back there, and he wasn't. That'll kill you. Left side, King with the ball. Out on top to Smith. Hayes tightens up on him for a change. Now to King. Shoots it outside to Hassett. Hassett fakes, dribbles. Jump pass into Carroll. Wheels for a hook. Low in the iron. Malone the rebound, and it's falling badly for the Warriors right now. Out of bounds as Smith tried to get it away from Hayes, who was clutching at it, and it'll be a Houston ball. Rockets have exploded a lead 49-40 here. Here's Henderson up the floor on the left side, working against Hassett. Left side to Malone, outside. Carroll comes out part way. Then jumper on the way, doesn't go. Rebound knocked out by Hayes, taken by Smith. Then to Short, and he's hammered by Malone, who was trying to make a steal in the backcourt. The Warriors need a few more of those. They're in team foul trouble. They have committed 4, but the Rockets haven't taken advantage of it that much. They've had 5 free throws in the quarter to none by the Warriors. That's Malone's first foul. Bounce pass to Smith, right side. Then it goes to Carroll on a high post. Malone comes part way out. Carroll finds Hassett coming up a screen for a 20-footer. Down. Right side angle. That was important for the Warriors to get something back here and stop that consecutive point run. It's 49-42. Henderson up the floor. 2:55 to go now in this second quarter. Henderson backing up the dribble to the top of the key, then penetrates the foul line. Hassett falling on the pass off. He fouled Henderson, and Hassett is hurt. Hassett holding his hands. I just got a report from trainer Dick D'Oliva that when Free came out of the ballgame, he has not returned. His neck was beginning to stiffen up on him. As we spoke before the game, it was a big concern of the Warriors tonight. Hassett still flexing his hand, but he's going to continue. And if Free is not able to get that neck loosened up, that just defuses so much of the Warrior attack. The first shot by Henderson is down. 50-42. And again, in and out. The rebound taken by Smith. The Warriors down 8. 2:45 to go now in this second quarter. Hassett still holding his hand. I can't tell whether it's his shooting hand or not. I believe it is, the way he was holding it. King on the right side. They clear a side for the moment for him to work against Reed. Here comes Short off the screen down low. Jump switch by Hayes. Looping pass to Smith, going underneath for a layup. No good. He was intimidated by Malone, who gets the rebound. Warrior bench hollering that Malone made contact. Rockets could get it up to 10 now. Henderson with a dribble. Outside right, it goes to Reed. Down on top, Henderson. Left side angle of Dunleavy. Whistle. 3 seconds inside on Malone. I'm sorry, on Hayes.
3-second violation.
Nope, it is on Malone. Hayes is working left side of the lane. Malone the right. They called Moses for the 3 seconds. Warriors get it back. Malone has been Player of the Week twice this year. And he's obviously going to win the rebounding title for the second straight year. First repeater since the Big Dipper, Wilt Chamberlain, back in 71, 2 and 3. Here's Hassett coming off the screen dribbling, shoots a jumper over Dunleavy. It's no good. Hayes tips the rebound to Reed, comes out dribbling, past Hassett at midcourt, slows it down. They're knocked away for a moment by King. Reed gets it back, constantly harried by Bernard. Now on top to Hayes, backs up the dribble, shovel pass to a cutter. Dunleavy going through, went out of bounds, and it'll be a Rocket ball. Inbound pass to Reed, left corner now. Reed dribbles to the edge of the key, stops, lobs it past to Malone, who wrestles it free and muscles it up. It's blocked by Carroll, grabbed out of the air by Malone, scores on the right side underneath. And the Rockets, big center, has 16 and a quarter, 22 in the ball game. 52-42. Left side, here's Hassett out, it goes to King. King feeds to Short. Short at the left side, dribbles, backs away. Didn't take the shot. Now to Hassett, over to King, top of the key. Reverses, goes down the lane, beating Henderson, and scores on a quick shot going in. 52-44. Of the Rockets' 26 points in this quarter, Malone has 16 of them. Henderson comes up, takes it to the left side. They call it 20-second coaching timeout with 59 seconds left to go for the Rockets. Are bringing in Big Billy Paultz, the veteran.
Billy Paultz replacing Moses Malone.
He replaces Malone. Tonight's game being brought to you by Toyota, who invites you to see all the 1982 Toyota cars and trucks at your local Toyota dealer. Oh, what a feeling to drive a Toyota. Paultz, the veteran in the game, 6'11", 240. He's a good shooter. He's not a particularly mobile player, and he has not played a lot in the recent part of the season. Hasn't played in the last 2 games. In the 5 games prior to that, saw a combined 21 minutes. If he makes the playoffs this year with the Rockets, it'll be his 12th year in so doing as a pro. And that's his number of years he's played. Here's Henderson with the ball now, 52 seconds to go. The Rockets are leading by 8. They're running their shot clock down to 8. Double stack left, watch Dunleavy coming off. He's covered by King on a switch. Dunleavy gets it anyway, drives, top of the key, has to hurry the jumper, and it's nowhere close, and it's rebounded by Smith. Didn't turn out to be a good possession. The Warriors defensed it nicely. Short up the floor, top of the key now, 33 seconds, right side to Hassett. Battles wanted them to go quick, they can't. Now to Carroll, dribbles, gets to the baseline, shoots it to Smith on a layup, blocked by Hayes, taken by Reed, outlet to Dunleavy. 3-on-1 against Hassett all the way. Dunleavy lays it in. 10-point lead. Carroll beat Paul on the baseline and dumped it off to Smith, but Hayes blocked the shot. Hayes has been a huge factor tonight for the Rockets. 10 seconds to go. Short to the foul line, rises, shoots the jumper, round and out, but a foul call. Reed the foul, and it'll be 2 shots. No, they were showing 2 shots. Reed fouled before the shot, and that's the first in the final 2 minutes. So there are only 6 seconds left. There's no free throw. And the Warriors will inbound. Out on top, King drives hard on Reed. Pass to Carroll, baseline left. A good look. The jumper curls out. Rebound, fought for, control by Reed. Jump ball, and there's the buzzer. And the Warriors look at a 10-point deficit at halftime. Scoreboard showing Houston 54, the Warriors 44. My coach Alvin Adams of the Warriors just passed by and gave me a negative shake of the head, and I called him over and said, "What does that mean?" He said, "No more World for tonight. He will not continue." I'm going to check now with trainer Dick D'Oliva. Dick, what's the situation precisely with World?
Well, right now, World, the other night when he took that real bad fall, his neck had stiffened up, and then worked on it today, and it loosened up. Worked on it before the game, and it loosened up some. He came out and he shot. He thought he felt pretty good. But then when he made a move out there to go to the hoop that time, he kind of twisted his neck, and it's stiffened up again. So the doctor here checked him over. It's all muscular, nothing to be serious, except it's just stiff, and he won't be able to play tonight.
What kind of prognosis on Saturday?
We're just going to have to see how he feels tomorrow. If it loosens up again tomorrow, well, we can do the same thing that we did today and hope and pray it doesn't stiffen up again.
Thank you, Dick.
If it doesn't, then he might not play on Saturday night. Yeah.
Thanks, Dickie. Dick D'Oliva, our guest for a moment here to explain the World Free situation, which is he will not play the rest of the night. So the Warriors are limping along now without their starting guards. In the first half of the game, they shot 47.6%. The Rockets 52.3. Rockets out-rebounded them 28-17, and that really has nothing to do with Frey or Gale being out. Malone crashed the boards for 11 and Hayes for 9. 10 of the Rockets' 28 rebounds were offensive. Moses had 6 of his 11 at the offensive end. Hayes 4 of his 9 at the offensive end. Of the Warriors' 17 rebounds, 7 were grabbed by Smith and 5 by Carroll. Malone is shooting 9 of 17. Hayes only 3 for 9, but Willoughby 5 of 6 for Houston. Houston has blocked 6 shots, a testimonial to the fact that they have really squelched a lot of the Warriors' efforts inside. Other games tonight at the end of a quarter, the Cleveland team, which has a horrible losing streak going these days, having lost 8 straight, is leading 39-19 right now at the quarter in New York. The Knicks sometimes act as if they've given up. Dallas and Detroit tied at 64 all in a game at Pontiac. Later, Atlanta at Milwaukee, LA at San Diego, and San Antonio at Portland. That latter game, the only one that has a bearing on the Warriors situation. Al Attles and John Bach now trying to find some way to on the Warriors situation. Al Attles and John Bach now trying to find some way to devise to shut off this Houston ball club, which has spurted to a 10-point lead. He'll go with Romar and Short in the backcourt, with King up front along with Smith and Carroll. Houston with the original starters. Level being guarded now by Romar at the point guard matchup. Houston going into the offense. Level on top to Reed. Top of the key to Hayes, posting up. Goes to the hoop on a dribble and score. Very quick move by Hayes on Larry Smith to spin around him, and it's 56-44. Rockets blew the Warriors out the last time the Warriors were here, after the Warriors beat them here on a Parker tip-in at the buzzer by 2 points back in November. Romar, top of the key, outside left. It goes to Smith. Wheels it into King. A turnaround. Good. King with a quick spin turnaround from 10 feet. Bernard has 12. 56-46. This Warrior ball club, though, has not shown any quit in it. So just because they're without some key people doesn't mean they won't be scratching at the Rockets. Level. Left side. Goes to corner to Willoughby. Back to Level. Looking to get it into Hayes. It goes into him on a low post left. Triple team. Feeds Reed. Slicing down the lane. Foul by Short. Reed got hammered going to the hoop. When the Warriors finally trapped with 3 men, that meant Reed figured he was going to find some cutting room, and he did. He backdoored Short. And there was no real help back there once he got by Purvis. Robert Reed at the foul line. St. Mary's of Texas. His college was a number 2 draft choice here. Reed, the first shot down. Houston making hay on the foul line right now with 9 out of 10. And they lead at 57-46. Warriors have only 4 more home games. A big one with Denver is the next one on April 7th. That's for the season series. They're 2 games apiece with each other. That shot is down, and it's 58-46. Reed knocking in a pair. Short goes left side angle to King. Back on the point to Romar. Bounces one to Smith outside. Willoughby doesn't come all the way out on him. Now it goes to Romar in the right. Open 21-footer. 2. Romar. Perimeter jumper. 58-48. Rockets 21-16 at home. That's not a glowing record for a defending Western champion. For a long time, they were under 500 here on the home court. Left side angle, Level with the ball. Back on top to Reed. Dribbles, gets him a lone screen, and the jumper. Good. Out on top, Reed buries one. So he picks up some of the scoring now with 4 of his 6 points in this quarter, and the Warriors are down by 12. Short on top. Left side angle to Smith. King working baseline, takes it there, guarded by Willoughby. Looks to Carroll. Willoughby slaps it away and steals. Lead pass to Level up the right side, 2-on-1. Makes a beautiful pass to Reed, back to Level. But Level trying to pass to the trailer as it knocked out of bounds by King. So it'll be a Houston ball. King really pursued hard on the play that time. Reed into Malone. He is chopped by Carroll immediately. Common foul, and the Warriors pick up their second early. 3 in the personal column for JB.
Rockets ball out of bounds.
Warriors have not been a consistently good road team this year. Won 14, lost 21. They had a 4-game road losing streak before winning in San Antonio on Tuesday. Right side now, Reed with the ball back on top to Level, and it goes to Hayes. Hayes backs up the dribble now. Guarded by Smith, then falls back, and the jumper is blocked from behind by the smaller Romar. Hayes does a backward somersault as he's fouled. Romar got up. He couldn't get high enough to block it without fouling it.
Foul on Golden State.
The Big E will be on the line. He was backing in on Smith, as he's so good at. Hayes to the line now. First shot good. Let me correct one statement I made a moment ago on the Warriors breaking a 4-game road losing streak Tuesday. They broke a 4-game losing streak on the road in the previous road game against Utah. They had won their last one before Tuesday. This one is good. So they had lost 4 out of 5 on the road before coming in here. Hayes now upset a 14-point game, and the Rockets very consistently upping the lead. Here's King out on top, drives the slot, pull-up jumper, back iron, and down.
Basket by Bernard King.
62-50. King trying to take up the slack. 14 points in the game. Free came out after playing the first quarter. Left side, here's Level with the ball. Working against Romar. Very patient. That's the essence of their offense. Into Hayes. There's a trap. 3 men. Out in the left corner for Reed. Dribbles, pulls up, feeds on top. Level, open, jumper, good. 64-50, picking the Warriors apart here. King up the left side, taking it right at Willoughby. Then cross court to Romar. Carroll gets down into the offense now. Romar goes to the left, fires it to short. Carroll posts up, takes a pass. Malone guarding him, fakes, hooks. Good off the glass, and he's fouled.
Basket is good by Joe Barry Carroll.
Foul call on Willoughby.
Bill Willoughby, second personal.
Sinking in that time as Carroll posted into the lane on Moses, who gave him a hard hammer with the body before he caught the ball. And Willoughby reached in and pulled the hand away as if to hide it, as if it didn't happen. JB on the line. None of the Rockets with more than 2 fouls except for Reed, who has 3. Carroll makes it a 3-point play, and the Warriors close to within 11. A lot of time left in the ball game. 8:47 to go in the third quarter. Level up the court on the right side now. Hayes and Reed posting up. Hayes now the only one on the post. Gets it from Reed, and we got a whistle. 3 seconds. Hayes waited too long to get the ball. Hayes stares at Darrell Gerritsen. If you were to judge by facial expression, in 14 years, Elvin Hayes has yet to commit his first foul. Top of the key, Bernard King with the ball. Left side, it goes to Romar. Romar looks into Carroll. They sink on him, but he feeds JB. Back to Romar. He has to bring it across left to right. Pulls up and jumps it. Good. Romar on an 18-footer straight away. And the Warriors trim it to 9 after being down by 14. Romar's gotten in a pair of hoops in this quarter. 6 points for the game. The tall Reed into the postman Malone. Double team. Backs up the dribble. It loses the ball. Swatted away by Short, and he's tripped up unintentionally by Malone. Malone and Smith wind up on the floor. Fans upset about the call. That includes Del Harris, Malone's second personal. Larry Smith's the man who really made that play happen with his double team effort. And his Short started after the ball. Malone was backing out of control and falling down. Here's a pass into Carroll. He dribbles, he hooks, he's got it. And the Warriors close to within 7. So they've knocked in 7 straight points here. From 64-50 to 64-57. Pass to Malone on top. Jumper from 18. Bingo. Malone has been shooting that shot with accuracy and confidence all year long, in case you might think that that was a fluke. The big guy has 24. Romar outside left with the ball. Flips it off to Smith. Top of the key to King. Over to Short straight away. Reed comes out with the hands up. He drives right around Reed. Slam dunk. Boy, he froze Reed that time. He looked like a traffic cop. Reed's been a very good defensive forward against people like Larry Bird in denying the ball. But at guard, he isn't as quick out on the floor for some reason. particularly guarding a man with the ball. Hayes comes out, takes a pass on the right side, backs up on Larry Smith, edge of the lane, double team by Short, knocks it away, foul. Short got him in the arm. Addles hollering his protest.
5 Purvis Short, third personal, fourth team foul. Timeout on the court.
3 fouls on Short, 14 fouls on the Warriors, none on the Rockets, so they've got themselves a problem there. Timeout Rockets, 6:43 to go in the third quarter. It is Houston 66, the Warriors 59. It's an 11-game run right now, but after their next home game, they go on the road for 6 straight. And they'll be in the middle of that when they beat the Warriors April 7th. The San Diego game, the 10th, we've been talking about tonight. The Lakers on the 13th and the Sonics on the last Warrior day of the regular season on Saturday the 17th. So those are the remaining dates. At this moment in the game, the Warriors are shooting 55%, the Rockets 56%. Rockets out rebounding them 28-17. And they've outscored them by 7 points on the foul line. That's the difference in the game right now. Both teams have 27 baskets. Level with a dribble, drives on Romar, right of the lane, stop on a dime, double team by King, bounce one out to Reed, whip it over to the left side for Willoughby, 18-foot jumper, over the rim and off. Carroll boxes out and rebounds. Good job of keeping Malone off the board. Get him pinned back against the baseline. Left side, Romar. Drive baseline. Pulls up, flips it outside to Short. Coming at him is Level. Back on top, Romar. Good look, 21-footer. Good. And the Warriors are back in it, 66-61. Rockets first gained a 14-point lead at 62-48, so they've been outscored 13-4 since that time. Bounce pass to Reed, post up, fallback jumper, right side, perfect. Left side, King on a hard dribble, gets away from Willoughby, going all the way and flips it home. King on one of the few runouts that he's been able to get up that left side tonight. Houston denies a lot of that to you. 68-63. Bernard, 16 points. Carroll at 15. Looping pass, Willoughby on the right. Quick jumper over King. He's got it. Willoughby. Now in his 5th year in the NBA. Romar up court with the ball. Carroll comes down into the offense now. Romar goes to the right side. Level on the three-point arc guarding. Bounce pass to Smith. Turns on Hayes. Fakes. Scores underneath. Larry Smith with a turn in. 70-65. Walking by Level. 5:10 mark to go in quarter number 3. Reed on the right looks for somebody off the triple stack. Drives, pull up, jumper. No good from the foul line. Carroll reaches the big right hand for the rebound. Up to Romar. Advances quickly. Lead pass. Smith breaking out of the pack. Drops the ball out of bounds. Smith had a layup that time. If he could have held on, he might have been a little bit deep when he received the ball. He was anxious, I think, about trying to get it up on the glass while he had that forward momentum, and he lost it. That turnover hurts. They could have trimmed it to 3. Level forecourt. There's the double stack with the big men on the left. Now they have a triple stack, and they explode it. Malone steps out, takes it on the left side, faces Carroll, shoots the jumper. 2. Here's a quick up to King now. Reed picks him up. King burns it past him, feeds Carroll on the outside. Carroll snaps it to Romar on top. Up, jumper on the way. In and out. Rebound bounces the right side to Smith. Gives it to King down the lane. Little bank shot. Won't go. Rebound grabbed by Carroll. Muscles and scores. And that's tonight's mystery score. Houston 72, the Warriors 67. Write it down. Listen to Frank Dillon, Mike Murray in the morning between 6 and 10 on KNBR 68. Find out how you can win $50 cash from KNBR, sponsored by Bart. Wherever you're going, fun goes further with Bart. 72-67, Houston. Willoughby, open shot left side, buries an 18-footer. I'm not sure what had happened to Bernard. He had lost him that time. Bernard in a quick out, goes by Willoughby. Here comes Hayes, beats him to score. And King getting that run out again. The Warriors starting to get that ball up the floor, and the Rockets not adjusting. King is just coming so hard, he's blowing by people, and they're not able to make any kind of recovery. Here's a miss by King on a steal attempt. Willoughby goes to the hoop. He's intimidated by Smith. The shot no good. Romar, the rebound, comes out. Got a 3-on-1 to Short on the right side. Takes it in over Reed. Good on a layup. 74-71. A remarkable Warrior counterattack. Then it's timeout, Houston. 3:27. No, it's only a 20-second timeout. We will keep it here. Romar made the judgment at the right time on the 3-on-1. Some young point guards will go too far in and deepen their penetration before they make up their mind and deal off to one of the other lane fillers, and it makes the one defender a much better bet to take away the basket. But that time he got it to Short. so that Reed could not lay clear back in off the play. Tonight's game is being brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, Brewers of Michelob. Put a little weekend in your week. This last 3 or 4 minute stretch is the first time tonight the Warriors have consistently been able to get the ball out and run. And it's mostly due to King and Romar, who appear to be just pushing for a little extra all the time, and their mates are alert to it and getting them the ball. And Romar himself with the advance. Henderson out on top to Reed, top of the key. They've come from 14 down to within 3. Now to Hayes, low post right, back to Level. Level decides on a set shot. No good. Rebound. Smith up the ladder. Exploding. Up to Short. Right side. 3 on 2. Short pulls up from 15. His jumper won't go, and it's speared by the leaping Henderson. Back up comes Houston. Still by 3. Henderson out at the top of the key. Carroll fronting Malone. They go to Reed on top of the key. Right side of Level. Into Hayes. Low post. Turnaround. Jump shot. Over and off. Rebound. Reed trying to save it. Was on the baseline out of bounds. He surprised Carroll by slipping behind him on the baseline. Warriors call a timeout as they battle back into the thick of it with 2:44 to go in the third period. Rockets 74. Warriors 71. You could be sitting in one of those $7 seats at half price. You can do that if you call right now at 638-600, because that's a special offer for this simulcast. 2 tickets for the price of 1 in the $7 seats with a limit of 6 tickets per order. And you must understand, too, if you make that call tonight and put in an order, you do are required to pick up the tickets at the Coliseum Arena box office by 4 p.m. on Friday, April 9th. 2 for 1, $7 seats, Warriors Clippers, April 10th. Call now, 638-6000. Up-to-date statistics, both teams at 50%. The Warriors on 33 of 58, the Rockets on 31 of 57. The Warriors now have 2 more baskets. They trail in rebounds 29-23. Malone has 11 rebounds. Carroll has 8. Warrior pass now goes on top to Smith, laterally to King, dribbled right from the left of the baseline. Fallback shot, the edge of the glass, loose on the floor. Finally, it's Reed coming out of it. Up the floor now to Level. Cross court it goes, hits Hayes in the chest, bounces to Smith, way back up to King. King driving, Level, grabbing him, and he winds up slamming him to the floor. Didn't intend to. He wanted to bear hug him to keep him from getting the hoop. We talked about this type of thing in the game on Tuesday night at San Antonio. King will get 2. See, what he was trying to do was keep his arms down so he couldn't get the shot up. King is all right. Timeout right now. Is that a full timeout? Yes, it is. 2:14 to go in the third quarter. Rockets 74, Warriors 71. One thing I might note, a lot of people in San Antonio, including San Antonio rooters, thought on Tuesday night that the game turned in the early third quarter when Dave Corzine trying to do what Level was trying to do, and that is bear hug free on a breakaway to keep him from making a layup and put the burden on him to make 2 free throws. Couldn't overtake him. He wound up just twisting his body around, allowing his feet to fly out from under him, landing sickeningly and heavily on the back of the neck and the head. Free was stunned, and it's because of that he's had neck muscle problems tonight and is not going to play anymore. But the Warrior team, Free in particular, seemed to really get cranked up about that. I don't know if it might have the same effect tonight. I bring it up, though, because that is a possibility. Bernard King will slide to the foul line now. King for the year is 70.7%. Tonight's game brought to you by Kaiser Aluminum and Chemical Corporation, which believes one person can make a difference. King was only 2 for 7 in San Antonio on Tuesday, but nets this one. And he gets another one. 74-73, and the Warriors have come back from 14 down to within 1 without Free, without Gale. They've gone to Malone for 4 points in this quarter after he had 16 in the second. The Houston club out on top, Level with the ball now. Dribbles across to the right, end of the foul line, penetrates, deals off to Hayes on a roll, stripped to the ball. Malone gets muscles it in. Warriors really cut off Hayes' drive. I think it was Smith that stripped him, but nobody could find it before Moses did. 76-73. King comes out, takes it on the left side. Looks for Carroll. He's backing in. Offensive foul, JB.
Offensive foul, number 2, Joe Barry Carroll, 4th personal.
A moment ago, when the Warriors had closed to within 1, they had outscored the Rockets 25-12 in order to do it. Now Henderson, the left side. Rockets can build up some here. Carroll has picked up his 4th foul. Left corner. Reed with the ball. Dribble drive laterally to the lane. Feet on top to Level. Level dribbles. The Warriors really hustling on B. Now to Reed. Stripped to the ball by Romar. Reed gets it back. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Lean-in jumper. Won't go. Slapped out by Carroll. Taken over by the Rockets. Henderson. Carroll just tried to slap it away from the grasp of any Rocket, particularly that of Malone. JB and Malone have been body banging pretty hard. Out on top, Level with the ball. We have 0-5 to go in the 3rd quarter. Level off the screen of Malone with a jumper. It won't go. And a tip by Hayes misses. Smith gets the rebound, but it falls away to Reed, who scores. Smith couldn't hold on. Never had full control. Reed 8 of his 10 points in the quarter, and the Rockets get a little more control on things now, up by 5. And the Warriors had come from 14 down to within 1. Romar out the right side angle of Smith now. And a short on top. Works a dribble, fires to the right side of Romar, comes driving right to left. Level knocks it away. Romar gets it back. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Now to Short. Knows he has to shoot. Does. Hits off a pump fake. Inside the foul line. 78-75. Short for the night now with 18 points. Best effort he's had since coming off his 4-game absence because of injury. 15 seconds on the quarter, 14 on the shot clock. Rockets working it slowly now. Henderson penetrates, drives, misses a finger roll flip. He's hurt. Taken off by Romar. Romar up the floor to King on a run out and a slam and an offensive foul. No basket. Reed took the front of the charge. 4 seconds left. It'll be Rockets' ball. At the other end, Henderson is sitting down where he finally got hit in the eyes on the way to the basket. King had a full head of steam that time. And they've called a foul on him. Reed was underneath him. A long shot, Level, no good. Henderson was still staggering around trying to see, and they didn't call timeout. They couldn't. They've used their 20-second timeout, and he's getting attention for the trainer now. The end of 3 in a wild and woolly affair. It is Houston 78 and the Warriors 75. And the Rockets. Dunleavy's come on now for Houston. Henderson has continued now after clearing his vision. He was having trouble seeing for a while. Here's Romar now with Short in the backcourt. King up front with Smith and Carroll. Bounce one to the left side to King. Loops one to Short in the low baseline left, and he's in a trap. Brings it back to the corner. Whips it out on the side to King. Top of the key to Romar. Dribble drive inside Dunleavy for an open jumper that he puts down off the glass. Inside the foul line, and the Warriors stay right after him. 1 point down. Wouldn't this be one for the Warriors to win? Henderson with the ball out on top. Romar guarding. Rockets look like they might be on the way to a breeze, but no more. Reed dribbles, drives to the right of the lane, fakes, falls away. The jumper is good. Tough shot by Reed and a 15-footer. 10 of his 12 have come in the second half. Romar back for the Warriors. Left side angle, King with the ball. In deep to Smith, post up on Hayes. Looks to get it out, whips it on top to Romar. Looper into Carroll. He's double teamed. Turns around away from his man. Misses the jumper. Smith offensive rebound. Muscle up. No good. He is fouled on the way to the basket. I think Hayes fouled him. He did.
Fouls on number 44, Elvin Hayes. Second personal. First team foul on the Rockets. Larry Smith at the line shooting 2.
First shot by Smith is good. Warriors in that 3rd quarter went 14 for 18. Is that right? That does not sound right. I'm going to reserve on that one. This one is missed. Rebound taken by the Rockets, 80-78. We were given a figure that I'm sure is an error on that. On the left side of the ball now, Henderson, top of the key to Dunleavy. Puts it outside to Henderson, loops it in low to Malone now. Triple team, Malone turns, backs up. There's a hook shot, good! Boy, that's what you call challenging the world. 6'10", Moses Malone, 30 points in the ball game, averaging 31.5. Romar on top to Short. King behind by Reed in an overplay. Has to take it out in the left and feed Carroll low. Then short on a slice. And a left-hand twister going under. Won't go down. It's rebounded by Malone. Didn't get quite enough English on the ball. Tough roll for Purvis. The Warriors 4 down. Here's a pass in low to Hayes. He turns and scores right underneath. Hayes on a post up. Now the Rockets move out to a 6-point lead after the Warriors have nipped at their heels within 1. Romar being guarded by Dunleavy. Henderson is on short. Top of key King. Reed crowding him. King backed into him. The Rockets hollering there should have been a foul. Now Romar goes to Carroll on the left. Carroll puts it over the head. Backs up the dribble. Time running out, and it expires. Carroll lost track of the time on the clock. 24-second clock violation. Parker in. Short comes out. Parker's going to be at a guard now. Ricky Brown getting up, so now the bench test will come. Henderson into the forecourt. The Warriors got back in within 1. And now beginning to feel a pace. Dunleavy right corner. King has him on a switch. Back out on top to Henderson. Around the perimeter it goes. Then inside. And Carroll fronting Malone. Knocked it away and out of bounds. Brown will come in for JB now. 9:22 to go. Malone ready to inbound. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Hayes gets it way out in the left corner. Backs up the dribble on Smith. Gets to the 12-foot mark. Smith crowds him. Turnaround jumper. Hand in his face. No good. Malone weak side rebound and score! And he's fouled. Malone just overpowered the Warriors inside. Brown fouled him. Hayes and Smith had quite a duel backing up on the post that time. As Elton was bumped by Smith within the legal limits when the shot was missed. Malone just backed up where Ricky Brown was screened off by that big body and took it and jammed it back. Tonight's game brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beer. Reach for that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. Malone had the inside position that last time, and when he has that, there's no assaulting it, really. 87-78, 3-point play. Moses now with 33. King top of the key. Dribbles right to left, going down the lane, and a foul called. Reed has been very aggressive, and King is called for an offensive foul. Twice he's fouled Reed now. And the Warriors are going to take a timeout here.
Delay of game warning to Golden State.
8:59 to go. Scoreboard showing Rockets 87, Warriors 78. Well, as we often do on our Warrior broadcast, we take note of birthday anniversaries of present or past NBA players. And tonight's happy birthday number 35 to the man who used to play like a man possessed when the Warriors and the Chicago Bulls had a great rivalry, Stormin' Norman Van Leer. Speaking of former players, had a nice visit tonight with McCoy McLemore, who was a Warrior back in the mid-60s in the years that Alex Hannah was coaching there. Came out to visit the Warriors at the morning shoot-around and renew old acquaintances with Alvin Adams. He's in the consulting and tax business here in the Houston area. Right side now, Malone, foul line jumper, no good. Rebound taken by King. King up the floor, lead pass to Parker up the right side. Parker stops. Whips one to the right baseline, and there's Romar inside. Double clutches one. It's no good. Intimidated. Rebound Reed outlet to Henderson taking off. Parker cuts him off. Henderson misses the shot, and the follow-up is taken by the Warriors. Up the court now to Romar. Top of the key, driving it right at Dunleavy. Then to King. King's jumper from 18. Down. That's a pace the Rockets would prefer not to get involved with, even though they themselves leaked a man out. 87-80. The Warriors had fallen 9 down with a resurgence by the Houston club. Henderson with the ball. Loops one to Hayes, low post right. Backs up the dribble, turns, shoots it in Smith's face. Good foul, it counts. And the Big E gets a big hoop. Hayes has played every minute of the game tonight. He played all 48 on Tuesday night against Dallas. Smith bumped him, and Hayes, with that strong body, was able to maintain concentration, and even though falling back hit it, hits the free throw, and the Rockets open it up to 10 at 90-80. Last 5 games, Hayes has averaged 41.8 minutes a game. Oldest player in the league at 36. King backed up one-on-one. Here's a trap, finds Romar right corner. The jumper up and down. Romar hitting the ball, hitting the shot consistently here. But the Warriors trail by 8, 7:50 to go. in the third quarter. They shot 78%. It was 14 of 18. That was the figure that was unclear to us. The Rockets shot 50% in that quarter. Top of the key, Dunleavy with the ball. Bounce one into Malone. Low post, spins to the baseline. Fakes, and the ball knocked out of bounds. Got a whistle. It's a Rocket ball. Warriors were scrambling all around Malone. Moses will inbound 5 seconds on the shot clock. Bounce pass to Dunleavy. He's tripped by Parker. And that'll be 3 team fouls on the Warriors. In every quarter save the first, they've gone into team foul trouble early. Or at least earlier than the Rockets. And for the game, Houston has shot 14 of 15. The Warriors, meantime, have been 8 of 11. So a 6-point plus for the Rockets on the line. Ricky Brown trying to front Malone. Top of the key, Reed jumper. Good again. Reed has lit it up here in the second half. Romar up the floor. Peels off to the right. Rockets have hit a fairly good percentage on their outside shots, which the Warriors gamble to give them. Pass inside. Smith to Brown for a layup and 2. Brown slipped in from the weak side. 92-84. Warriors ain't dead yet. There's Henderson out on top. Romar drops off a little at the three-point arc. Over to Dunleavy. Good perimeter shooter. Then back outside to Reed, looking into Hayes, and on a high post, he gets the ball back out to Henderson, who shoots a jumper. Gets it, 15-footer. More than anybody else, you'd probably be willing to concede Henderson those shots. Yet he made 3 of those against the Warriors in the game on Sunday. Backing up the dribble from the left is King, being bumped a bit. Turnaround jumper, no good. Back rim, up the ladder, another Smith rebound. Outlet to the right side to Romar. Bounces one to Brown. Foul line, he's hit by Malone on the fake. And I think it'll be a shooting foul.
Malone, 3rd personal, 2nd team foul on the Rockets.
3 fouls on Malone, 2 in the team column for the Houston club. Brown, who shoots the ball well out at that high post, faked Malone. He had him out of control coming into it. We'll pause for station identification. This is the Warriors Basketball Network. Brown has hit one, but misses to the left on the other, and it's taken by Malone. 6:20 to go in the ball game. The Warriors down by 9. Warriors have shot 50% in each of the last 4 games and in 6 of the last 8. After they had gone 29 games and hit that figure only 4 times. Brown blocks a Malone turnaround, and the Warriors get it back. Brown up to Romar. Left-hand dribble left side. Parker in the corner now. Back out to Romar. Top of the key. Shovels it up to Brown. Dribble drive. Edge of the baseline. No good. And the rebound tipped in by King on a spike. Jammed it down with both hands. 94-87. Warriors still pestering this Houston team. Henderson with the ball out on top. Henderson calling the play. Swings it on top. Dunleavy. The 2 big men working double post. Dunleavy splits the lane. Scores on a quick shot going under, and he's fouled. That's a big penetration. Boy, that really is what the Rockets needed. They didn't score on that possession. The Warriors could have been able to trim it to 5. Short is coming in for Parker now as the foul is on Ricky Brown. Early in the year, the Rockets drove on the Warriors. Earlier, I should say. A night when they beat the Warriors handily here. They drove on them at will, but they haven't been able to much tonight. Dunleavy makes it a 3-point play, and now it's the Rockets by 10. They buy themselves a little bit of breathing space. 5.5 to go in the game. Short out top of the key. To King. King from the right. In the traffic. Back on top to Short. And to King. Dribble drive to the baseline. A lean-in double clutch for 2. A 3-footer. King trying to take up the slack of World Free being out for the night after the first quarter. Has 26. Timeout Houston. 5:08 left to go in the ball game. Rockets 97. Warriors 89. A reminder, and then we'll leave it completely up to you. If you haven't already taken advantage of the TV ticket special on that April 10th game between the Warriors and the Clippers, the Coliseum Arena, that's a Saturday night. Well, you still have time to do it during the rest of our simulcast. Get in on the 2 ticket for the price of 1 offer in the $7 seats. Limit of 6 tickets per order, and you must pick up your order by 4 o'clock Friday afternoon, the 9th of April at the Coliseum Arena box office. Make your call now. That number is 638-6000. Timeouts. Houston has 3, and no 22nd timeouts left. The Warriors have 2 along with the 22nd. Rockets ready to inbound for the game. The Warriors still shooting at 56%. Rockets at 54. That's way above their normal percentage. They're a 47.5% team for the year. Malone beyond the foul line. Brown checking, flipping at the ball. Malone tries to dribble, and Brown gets him tied up in a jump ball.
Got a jump ball.
Rebounding for the game, Rockets 38, Warriors 30. Malone has 14, his season average just over 14. Smith has 11 for the Warriors. Turnovers have been minimal tonight, each team with 8, and neither has really been burned badly because of them. Foul line difference, 6 points to the good for Houston, and they lead it by 8. Here's the tip back out in front. Malone controls it to Dunleavy. Dunleavy on the left side. Whips it to the corner to Reed. Down low to Malone. Flashing close turnaround, block, and foul. Larry Smith coming over the top to help Brown as Malone had backed him underneath. Committed the foul.
Larry Smith, third personal, 15th foul on Golden State.
Smith is a pretty good shot blocker. Got the ball, but he also got a lot of contact body on body. Tonight's game being brought to you by Toyota, who invites you to see all the 1982 Toyota cars and trucks at your local Toyota dealer. Oh, what a feeling to drive a Toyota. Malone has failed in his first free throw attempt. Even though he's held 9 for 25, he misses again. Rebound Smith, out to King. King up the left side now. Carried by Dunleavy, almost loses it. On top to Romar, so he didn't capture that opportunity. Warriors 8 down. 4.5 to go, though. Time beginning to run short on them. King on the left, 8 seconds of the shot clock. Dribbles edge of the key. There's a trap out to Short. He's got an open shot. Buries it from on top. At 97-91. I was starting to say, even though Malone was forced to go only 9 of 25 in that game last Sunday at Oakland, he made 11 out of 11 on the foul line. Henderson left side. Houston going into their very precise offense. In to Hayes, low post left, turns, double team, shoots it no good, but draws the foul. Romar sinking back in as the Warriors try to take away that inside opportunity. Del Harris, the Rocket coach, who led them from a 40-42 regular season finish last year, barely into the playoffs, and they took off from there and won the Western Conference Championship and went to the finals against the Celtics to finally fall in 6. Hayes misses, and the Rockets falter on the line now with 3 straight misses by their big man. 4 straight. Smith takes it. So they're letting the Warriors off the hook if the Warriors can take advantage of it. 97-91, 4 minutes. King one-on-one left side. Bounces it on top. Short with the ball. Fakes, drives on Henderson. Here comes Hayes, but he scores! Short, who took Durbin to the cleaners in the 4th quarter at San Antonio Tuesday. 97-93, and the Warriors are right back on their heels of the Rockets again. Right side, Dunleavy with the ball. Low to Hayes, turns, twists underneath with a good move and scoop for 2. Spin drive behind the plane of the backboard, right to left. Dribble drive short, pulls up. Man in his face, Hayes blocks his shot. Hayes after it. Dunleavy gets it. Big play. 6-point lead, Rockets. Fans love it. E, they holler. Outside Reed into Malone. Taking it to the lane with a fallback. Won't go. Skying is Smith. Warrior ballers. Reed intercepts his outlet pass. That hurts. Now to Dunleavy, knifing for the lane. He travels with the ball. He hooked it in, but the whistle came before the ball went down. Carroll coming back in for the Warriors now as the fans have become increasingly vociferous in the last few minutes. Carroll went out with the Warriors down by 6. He comes back with them down by 6. 99-93, 2:55 to go in the ball game. Warriors still have a shot at it. King being crowded by body pressure on the part of Reed. There's a turn jump hook. No good offline. Malone with a rebound. Actually, he just protected it so Dunleavy could get it. Boy, Reed really bore down on King that time to make him change his shot. Adams is screaming that Reed was fouling King, and it should have been called. Top of the key, Dunleavy with the ball. Bounce pass to Hayes. Backs up the dribble on Smith. Double team. Turn around for anyway. No good. Rebound in the lane. Punched away by Reed. Henderson gets it. Reed just slapped it away. Now on top, Dunleavy. 2:20 to go. Rockets by 6. These have been very important plays. Dunleavy looking for a timeout. They don't have a 22nd, according to the information we have. They have to take a full timeout. They want the 20. They take a full 1 minute. 2:16 left to go. Scoreboard showing Rockets 99, Warriors 93. Ready to go now. It's a 99-93 ball game. Several big plays. Robert Reed's a very rugged defense on King on one sequence. 2 offensive rebounds by the Rockets. They get offensive rebounds when they really need them. They had 20 in that ball game at Oakland on Sunday. They get them one way or the other. Short having a conversation with Darrell Gerritsen. Adels has put Hassett in the game. Sam Williams, King, Short, and Carroll. That's a fairly mobile team. Reed will inbound. King guarding him. Reed has been a big factor in this second half of the game. Has 12 points since halftime. And here's Henderson with the ball out to Dunleavy. Short has to come out on him. Dunleavy feeds laterally to Henderson. He drives the lane, beats Hassett, dumps it off, and Hassett fouls it. Joe's foot speed is a problem, and Henderson got by him on a step that time, and that's 5 team fouls, and now that starts putting the Rockets up for free throws, even if it's not in the act of shooting. Hassett overcommitted to the outside, and he was unable to get back. So often, here's one that's good by Henderson. So often in this game, when you get something, you give up something. As Adels, of course, was looking to go here for the shooting potential of Hassett, but you give up something on D. This one is around and out. Rockets again falter on the line, but Short rebounds. 193, quick pass to Hassett. Dunleavy right up in space. Hassett has to hurry the shot. Three-pointer doesn't go. Tip in good on a 2-point effort. Carroll. 195, 155 to go in the ball game. Dunleavy, a 3-point shooter himself, was making sure that Hassett didn't get an unmolested